Hi guys, welcome to my newest video. Thank you for clicking on it. I hope you all are well. Today we are going to do a devotional. It is titled, Is It Time Yet? Okay, we're going to be reading from Habakkuk. I might say these names wrong. I mean no disrespect. Alright, so let's get started. To enjoy some good things, we must wait. For instance, farmers must wait until the crop is ripe before harvesting it. Expectant parents must wait the full 9 months for their child to develop before they can enjoy a relationship with him or her. And employees must wait for the coffee maker to finish brewing before they can enjoy that first cup at the office. Justice is no different. In this reading, Habakkuk struggles with waiting for Jehovah to deal justly with the wicked. But through his struggle, he learns two important lessons: patience and trust. He also encounters Jehovah and is blessed by his presence. By the end of this book, Habakkuk's outlook on life is remarkably different, and he no longer asks Jehovah if the time for justice has come yet. So we're going to read Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 1 through chapter 3, verse 19, which is actually the entire book of Habakkuk. Okay. And it says here, the book of Habakkuk means to trust Jehovah even when he seems unresponsive or unfair. Okay, chapter 1. A pronouncement that Habakkuk the prophet received in a vision. How long, O Jehovah, must I cry for help, but you do not hear? How long must I ask for help from violence, but you do not intervene? Why do you make me witness wrongdoing? And why do you tolerate oppression? Why are destruction and violence before me? And why do quarreling and conflict abound? So law is paralyzed and justice is never carried out, for the wicked surround the righteous. That is why justice is perverted. Look among the nations and pay attention. Stare in amazement and be astounded. For something will happen in your days that you will not believe even if it is told to you. For here I am, raising up the Chaldeans, the ruthless and impetuous nation. They sweep through vast stretches of the earth to seize homes not theirs. They are frightening and fearsome. They establish their own justice and authority. Their horses are swifter than leopards, and they are fiercer than wolves in the night. Their war horses gallop forward. Their horses come from far away. They swoop down like the eagle rushing to feed. All of them come bent on violence. The assembling of their faces is like the east wind, and they scoop up captives like sand. They scoff at kings and laugh at high officials. They laugh at every fortified place. They pile up a dirt ramp and capture it. When they move forward like the wind and pass through, then they move forward like the wind and pass through, but they will become guilty because they credit their power to their God. Are you not from everlasting, O Jehovah? O my God, my Holy One, you do not die. O Jehovah, you appointed them to execute judgment. My rock, you established them for punishment. Your eyes are too pure to look on what is evil, and you cannot tolerate wickedness. Why then do you tolerate the treacherous, and keep silent when a wicked man swallows up someone more righteous than he is? Why do you make man like the fish of the sea, like creeping things that have no ruler? All of these he hauls up with fishhook. He catches them in his dragnet, and he gathers them into his fishing net. That is why he rejoices greatly. That is why he offers sacrifices to his dragnet and makes sacrifices to his fishing net, for by them his portion is rich, and his food is choice. Will he then keep emptying out his dragnet? Will he go on slaughtering nations without compassion? Chapter 2. At my guard post, I will keep standing, and I will station myself on the rampart. I will keep watch to see what he will speak by means of me. and what I reply then I am reproved. Jehovah then answered me, write down the vision and inscribe it clearly on tablets, so that the one reading aloud from it may do so easily. For the vision is yet for its appointed time, and it is rushing toward its end, and it will not lie. Even if I shout delay, keep in expectation of it, for it will without fail come true. It will not be late. Look at the one who is proud. He is not upright within himself, but the righteous one will live by his faithfulness. Indeed, because the wine is treacherous, the arrogant man will not reach his goal. He makes his appetite as large as the grave. He is like death and cannot be satisfied. He keeps gathering all the nations and collecting for himself all the peoples. Will not all these speak a proverb, an allusion, and riddles against him? They will say, woe to him who accumulates what is not his. For how long? And who makes even greater his own debt? Will not your creditors rise up suddenly? They will wake up and violently shake you, and you will become something for them to plunder. Because you plundered many nations, all the rest of the peoples will plunder you. Because of your shedding men's blood and your violence to the earth, to the cities and those living in them. Woe to the one who makes evil gain for his house, so as to set his nest on the height, to escape the grasp of calamity. You have plotted shame against your house by wiping out many peoples. You sin against yourself. For a stone will cry out from the wall, and from the woodwork a rafter will answer it. Woe to the one who builds a city by bloodshed, and who establishes a town by unrighteousness. Look, is it not from Jehovah of armies that peoples will work hard to feed the fire, and the nations tire themselves out for nothing? For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Jehovah, as the waters cover the sea. Woe to the one who gives his companions something to drink, adding to it rage and anger to make them drunk, in order to look on their nakedness. You will be glutted with dishonor rather than glory. You too drink and expose your uncircumcised condition. The cup in the right hand of Jehovah will come around to you, and disgrace will cover over your glory. For the violence done to Lebanon will cover you, and the destruction that terrified the beasts will come upon you, because of your shedding men's blood and your violence to the earth, to the cities and those living in them. Of what benefit is a carved image when its maker has carved it? Of what benefit is a metal statue and a teacher of lies, even though its maker trusts in it, making worthless gods that are speechless? Woe to the one who says to a piece of wood, awake, or to a speechless stone, wake up, instruct us. Look, it is overlaid in gold and silver, and there is no breath at all within it. But Jehovah is in his holy temple. Be silent before him, all the earth. Chapter 3. The prayer of Habakkuk the prophet in dirges. O Jehovah, I have heard the report about you. I am in awe, O Jehovah, of your activity. In the midst of the years, bring it to life. In the midst of the years, make it known. May you remember to show mercy during the turmoil. God came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran. His majesty covered the heavens. With his praise the earth was filled. His brightness was like the light. 2 rays flashed from his hand, where his strength was hidden. Before him went pestilence, and burning fever followed at his feet. He stood still and shook the earth. With a look he made nations leap. The eternal mountains were smashed, and the ancient hills bowed down. The paths of long ago are his. I saw trouble in the tents of Kishan. The tent cloths of the land of Midian trembled. Is it against the rivers, O Jehovah? Is it against the rivers that your anger is burning? Or is your fury against the sea? For you rode on your horses, your chariots were victorious. Your bow is uncovered and ready. The rods are assigned with an oath. You split the earth with rivers. Mountains writhed in pain at the sight of you. A downpour of water swept through. The deep roared with its voice. It lifted its hands high. Sun and moon stood still in their lofty abode. Your arrows went out like the light. The lightning of your spear was brilliant. You marched through the earth with indignation. You trampled the nations in anger. You went out for the salvation of your people to save your anointed one. You crushed the leader of the house of the wicked. It was exposed from the foundation to the top. You pierced the head of his warriors with his own weapons when they stormed out to scatter me. They were overjoyed to devour and afflicted one in secret. Through the sea you trod with your horses, through the surging of vast waters. I heard and I trembled within. At the sound of my lips quivered. Rottenness entered my bones. My legs beneath me were shaking, but I quietly wait for the day of distress, for it is coming upon the people who attack us. Although the fig tree may not blossom, and there may be no fruit on the vines, although the olive crop may fail, and the fields may produce no food, although the flock may disappear from the pen, and there may be no cattle in the stalls, yet as for me, I will exult in Jehovah. I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. The sovereign Lord Jehovah is my strength. He will make my feet like those of a deer, and cause me to tread on high places. I also have a note in here for my own personal studies. It says, our world is much like Habakkuk's, full of violence and injustice, but Jehovah is still in control. Whether we sense it or not, he's working in his own purposes. So whether we understand what Jehovah is doing or not, Jehovah knows. He's always going to do what is best for us. He may not give us what we want, but he'll always give us what we need, and he'll give it to us when he feels the time is right. Habakkuk was disturbed that evil and injustice seemed to have the upper hand among his people. He questioned Jehovah about the situation and pleaded with him to do something. Jehovah promised that he would. He assured him that all would be put right. Just wait patiently. Like Habakkuk, we often feel angry and discouraged by what we see going on in the world. But we need to remember that Jehovah hates sin, even more than we do. Certainly, Jehovah will punish those who deserve it. If we preoccupy ourselves with the evil we see, however, and keep staring at headlines that mention rape and murder and watch the news programs that expose the latest scam, then we will continue to be frustrated and angry. But if we refuse to dwell on the evil in this world and trust Jehovah to deal justly with the wicked, then we will be able to wait for him to bring about justice. I think that's really good to think about, considering the world has completely lost its mind right now. I mean, everything that could go wrong is going wrong. So I like that. Don't focus on all the things that are going bad. Focus on our faith and making it stronger. Focus on our relationship with Jehovah and making it stronger. Focus on Jehovah's word and reading it and learning it and understanding it more and applying it to our lives. Not just to do a daily devotion or not just to go inside of a church on a Sunday, but every day, all day. I know that's something that I'm working on. I'm trying to devote more time. I mean, if you think about it, Jehovah gives us 24 hours in a day. We should be able to give him a little bit back, shouldn't we? All right, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope that you were able to get something from this. I hope that you were able to learn something, and if you do, I hope you're able to apply it to your lives. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever and wherever you are watching this. Love and hugs. Bye, guys.